Home Movies is an American adult animated television sitcom created by Brendan Small and Lauren Bouchard. The show centers around an 8-year-old aspiring filmmaker, named after the co-creator, Brendan Small, who makes films with his friends Melissa Robbins and Jason Penopoulos in his spare time. Brendan Small lives with his divorced mother Paula, who is a creative writing teacher at a local community college, and his adopted baby sister Josie. The idea for the show came about when UPN invited the two creators Brendan Small and Lauren Bouchard to make a family comedy animated series, which means not just a comedy for families but also a comedy about a family. But while they were in the process of developing it, UPN changed the focus away from family, albeit they still bought the show from the creators. The first season was created using Squigglevision, a patented animation creating technique created by Soup to Nuts, formerly known as Tom Snyder Productions. The first season was also known for using retroscripting. You may be asking, what is retroscripting? Retroscripting is when you purposely leave the episode's scripts vague, with the plot of a particular scene merely outlined and the voice actors are the ones that have to spontaneously come up with the dialogue needed for the scene on the spot, with the animation then created to match the edited soundtrack. A technique that Bouchard had developed while working on Dr. Katz' Professional Therapist. Now, the first season of Home Movies premiered on UPN on April 26, 1999 to low ratings. According to Bouchard, after the first episode was aired, the main guy they were dealing with called and made it very clear that they have no chance of UPN picking up more episodes after the 5 episodes that they had ordered finished airing. Telling him that, when looking at the minute-to-minute ratings report, you could see people almost racing to the remote to change the channel. And just like the first episode, the ratings for the next 4 episodes were abysmal. And that could have been the end of the show. We wouldn't be talking about it today, it would have been lost in history, as another failed attempt of creating an adult animated sitcom. That was if Khaki Jones didn't see the show. Now, at the time, Cartoon Network was working on creating the nighttime adult-oriented program called Adult Swim, and Khaki Jones was one of them working on setting it up. And Khaki Jones saw the show. I don't know how much, if it's 1 episode of it or all 5 episodes, but needless to say she was interested and called up the creators, which I know they were glad for. Before Adult Swim, the completed episodes were picked up by Canadian broadcaster YTV for the short-lived Limbo block, and aired for a short period of time. After Cartoon Network purchased the rights to the series, it aired as the first original program on Adult Swim block on the night of the block's launch on September 2, 2001. The first season was used to introduce the main characters and mainly consisted of episodes revolving around Brendan's movies. Much of the style of the writing is loose and improvised. And the season ends with Brendan saying hello to his absent father on the phone. After it aired, Home Movies became one of Adult Swim's most popular shows, and was commissioned for another season. But for season 2 things would be a little bit different. You see, Squigglevision was no longer used in the production of the show because of complaints from critics and viewers, its limitations in regard to movement, and the producers thought that Squigglevision was more of a Dr. Katz, professional therapist kind of thing, and Home Movies should have its own unique style, so they switched to Macromedia Flash animation. Season 2 of Home Movies premiered on Adult Swim on January 6, 2002 and lasted to March 31, 2002 with a total of 13 episodes. In this season was the first we saw the show having an underlying theme, which was used for the remaining seasons, and an emphasis was put on Brendan's movies, and the subtext of the creation is finally discussed. Season 3 of Home Movies premiered on Adult Swim on August 4, 2002, almost 5 months after Season 2 ended, and it continued on to May 25, 2003 with a total of 13 episodes. Now, Season 3 was when things changed a bit. The show loses the idea of a seasonal story arc, and many of the episodes air out of order. A lot more cursing and sexual themes were shown in the show. Also, the not-so-important characters were given much screen time, characters such as Fenton and Dwayne. Another aspect is that the show begins to acknowledge actual movies more often than it had previously, and starts parodying them heavily. The season ends with Brendan's stepmother Linda having a child, but afterwards she and Andrew no longer make appearances in the show. Season 4, also Home Movies' final season, premiered on November 11, 2003 and ended on April 4, 2004 with 13 episodes. In Season 4 they mainly focus on making parodies of movies, including 3 allusions to Hitchcockian thrillers. In some of the episodes, Brendan was a bit distracted from making his films as he could be seen doing something else. Part of this involves Brendan trying to figure out whether he still enjoys making movies, or if it is becoming more of a chore. They cut back on the loose dialogue and long conversations and instead put in more humorous plot devices and a speedier delivery at jokes and gags. But in its final episode, Focus Grill, they were brought back for the last time, to finally conclude everything that pertains to where Brendan stands when it comes onto the creating of his film. Brendan, Jason and Melissa finally make a conclusion to the first film, declaring the friendship before they come to the conclusion that the movies are not as good as they had always believed. In the ending of the episode, Brendan is filming while his mother was driving and he accidentally drops his camera and had to watch as it was crushed by a moving vehicle, but he forgets about it when his mother and Coach McGuirk started discussing about food. Throughout the show's lifespan, it developed a cult following and is still considered a renowned cult show. IGN included Home Movies in the list of the top 100 animated series of all time in 2009. The show was also praised by Pop Matters while reviewing the first season, stating that the animation serves one of the most impressive aspects, the fact that it was largely improvised. Its dialogue and humor were also praised by Variety, stating that Home Movies manages to set itself apart, offering clever dialogue and sharp social commentary. DVDs of Home Movies seasons were published by Shout Factory, through Sony BMG Music Entertainment, each on 3-disc box sets. The show's soundtrack was released May 16, 2006 and includes 52 songs which were featured throughout the series. The CD came with the DVD release of the show's 4th season box set. All music was written by Brendan Small. Shout Factory later on released all of the Home Movies episodes on Amazon Video on Demand. Seasons 2 through 4 are available for free streaming with a public library card on the Hoopla app and website in the United States. Some episodes are able to be streamed through the Adult Swim official website and app on a rotating basis. The series also joined HBO Max on May 27, 2020. As for the creators of the show, Brendan Small went on to help create Metalocalypse for Adult Swim and Lauren Bouchard went on to create the animated series Bob's Burgers for the Fox network. If I should give you my opinion on why the show was cancelled, I'd say it has ran its course and just like every other animated series that we know and love, it had to come to an end. But let me know your opinions in the comments below on why you think Home Movies was cancelled. We have reached the end of the video, thanks for watching.